Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I was just wanted to do a quick video of my top 10 Swiss Army knives. I definitely have my favorites, and I had a hard time limiting it down to 10, but these are the ones that I like and why. Start on the small side with the Manager. This is something that's small enough to carry in your pocket every day, and it has all the tools that you would need for a typical white collar office job. It's got a small knife blade, this excellent combo tool by Victorinox. It's got a Phillips tip, which works pretty well in number 1 and number 2, bottle opener, wire stripper, scissors of course. I have a hard time picking one without a scissors. And then toothpick. Actually it comes with the tweezers, but I replaced it with a toothpick because I use that more. And a ballpoint pen. I get caught without a ballpoint pen more often than without a tweezer, so went for the Manager instead of the Rambler. So there's my, probably the one I carry more than anything here, the Manager. This one is no longer made, but it's still available at the time of this video. This is the Wenger Esquire without blade. And what they've done is they've just replaced the blade with a micro screwdriver so that it can be carried on a plane. And that's great. So you got Wenger's excellent scissors, which has the lever spring arrangement, and nail file on the other side, nail cleaner tip so you can take care of your nails while you're out, and then the micro screwdriver for eyeglasses or whatever. And also worth mentioning, I like Wenger's toothpick better. I'm sorry to see that go with the purchase of Wenger by Victorinox. That's got a nice fine tip. It can really get in between the teeth better than the Victorinox one. Next up, this is 58 millimeter. This is like 60, I don't know, 62 or something. This is a 84 millimeter, the Victorinox Sportsman. And this is nice. This is a comfortable one to carry in the pocket because it's only 2 layers thick and only 84 millimeters long. But yet, it still has a big enough blade for a little more serious work, a little more heavy-duty work. And then instead of having a small blade, it's got the nail file / nail cleaner. You can use the can opener tip for Phillips. You got the bottle opener, flat head here, and then corkscrew. I'm a wine drinker, so I picked this one over the Small Tinker, which I also love, by the way, in an awl. So that's just a really comfortable pocket size one. If you'd rather have a small blade and a T Phillips, look for the Small Tinker. That one is also excellent. And then this one is kind of taken from the former Wenger line. This is the Evo 14. And Evo means that it has these textured grips that are just really comfortable in the hand. They have little dents for your thumbs, no matter which way you hold it. This particular one has a large blade. Instead of having a small blade, it has a nail file. You can use that tip for a number 1 Phillips, or you can grind it down a little bit, use it for number 2. Now it has the Victorinox Can Opener with the screwdriver tip, which can also be used on number 2. That's great. And here's where it starts to vary a little bit. We've got this is the Wenger bottle opener / medium screwdriver, and what's cool about that is when you push down on that, it actually sinks down into the knife a little bit and locks in position. So when you're pushing hard on a flathead screw, it locks automatically, and no chance of it folding up on you like the rest of the Victorinox. So this is in the Victorinox Delemont line. And then we've got the corkscrew. I added the screwdriver there, and then they went to the Victorinox toothpick and tweezers, which is a shame. Oh, last but not least, of course, the reason I picked this instead of the Victorinox Climber is the scissors. I just like that lever spring arrangement that Wenger designed. You don't ever have to worry about breaking a leaf spring gears down the road. it just stays good for forever basically. So Wenger Esquire 14, Evo 14. I think they also have an S14 with a locking blade, but I find that the lock gets in the way of getting to the scissors, so that's why I picked that other one. And then next we have the Victorinox Skipper. This is kind of a unique one. It's unique in lots of ways. It's got the compass rose here, blue handles instead of red or whatever else, and then a serrated blade. It's got the Victorinox style serrations where it's serrated towards the tip, which means this is also good for food. You can use that to cut meat or bread when you're out and about, and you still have a plain edge portion down here for like, I don't know, whittling or push cutting or whatever. Oh, and I really like that. Incidentally, I really like the side lock that Victorinox has. You don't have extra thickness in here for a liner lock. You don't have to mess around changing your grip to release it in a back lock. You just, when you're done cutting, you move your index finger up here, push that down, she folds right up. Then we've got a pliers. Always like Victorinox pliers. It's just a nice precision plier. It's got a crimper here, which is kind of useless. A wire cutter here for very small wires. Just as importantly though, on the other side of that is a number 2 Phillips, an inline Phillips. Always really useful to have an inline number 2 Phillips driver, I think. So those fold up and go next to the blade. And then another unique tool is the Marlin spike. It's kind of a big one, so we'll zoom out a little bit. That's just, you know, kind of a good general purpose pointy tool. And then you can also use this to undo small nuts. You just put the nut in there and slide it back, and can use that as kind of a, if you have some clearance, you can use that as a nut driver. And then the usual bottle opener, can opener with screwdriver tips. On the back, corkscrew, because we skippers like our wine. Cheers. And I've added the eyeglass screwdriver, which is useful. Some watch bracelets can be sized with that. So that's just kind of nice, because 111mm Victorinox, but it also has that serrated blade, which is good for food, and the inline number 2 Phillips while not being too thick. Speaking of too thick, here's the Work Champ. This is the one where when I leave home with this in a belt pouch, I feel like I'm ready for anything. You can see from this impressive tool fan. Got a large blade, pliers, wood saw, also works on plastic by the way, metal saw, metal file. They're nice scissors, can opener with tip, number 1 inline Phillips. That goes underneath the scissors. And the bottle opener, and of course the number 2 Phillips. So this gotta open this back up. Oops. Almost cut myself there. And then that one comes with the, I believe that one comes with the micro screwdriver. I don't think I had to buy that separately. Of course the TNT. So that one's pretty thick, but it's got that nice locking blade and the full tool complement. Love that one. Next is the Victorinox cheese knife. So this one's got that same serrated blade. So this one's just a good picnic one, you know. You take that with you on a picnic. You can uncork your wine bottle. You can pick your teeth afterwards if you need to. Tweezers in case you get a sliver from the picnic table. Locking main blade that's serrated for cutting cheese and bread. And then the unique cheese blade, which has cutouts so it doesn't stick to the cheese, and a little serving fork. The back spring is strong enough that you can actually use that nice and sharp here. Then this one I kind of like to take with me when I'm kind of hiking around, if I'm in the woods or something. This is the one-hand trekker, non-serrated. So you've got that nice opening hole, plain edge blade. I always prefer a plain edge blade for, I shouldn't say always, but anything except for food prep. I like the plain edge blade. Liner lock, and it's got that nice heavy duty screwdriver, also locks from the same liner lock. Can opener, nice long saw. The saws work great, and incidentally on this one you can kind of stick the tip of your finger through the opening hole and get a good grip for sawing. And then a number 2 T-Phillips and an awl back here. So not too thick, easy to carry, useful in the woods. Also could be a self-defense weapon. Next, Cyber Tool 34. This will be called the Cyber Tool M for medium pretty soon. Mainly with this Cyber Tool driver is just great. It's long enough, it can get to recessed screws. Comes with a great hardened number 2 Phillips and medium bit. And then underneath here we've got a bunch more bits. 3 different sizes of Torx, and then also a number 1 and a number 0 Phillips. All very useful. And then we've also got the pliers, which we've seen before, the scissors, the blades, the openers, corkscrew with eyeglass screwdriver, hook. And this one also has the plus scale, so it's got a ballpoint pen, which incidentally works very well, and a pin. Don't laugh, that pin comes in handy when you get a splinter that's really small. You can use the pin and the tweezers and almost 100% chance of success getting it out. So Cyber Tool 34, this one's got the sapphire scales. Last but not least certainly is the Explorer Plus. It has the plus scales, so it's got the pen and the pin and the eyeglass screwdriver. All the standard tools. We got the knife layer, small and big knife blades, the opener layer, but then the special thing is the magnifier and the inline number 2 Phillips. That's 4 layers thick, and that's just on the big side of what I can pocket carry comfortably. So you get to something like the Work Champ and the Skipper, and you either have to have a pocket hanger or a belt pouch. Even the cheese knife and the trekker are kind of long for pocket carry. And this is too thick for pocket carry. Gets kind of heavy, so you need a belt pouch with that. So, but with the Explorer, that's about as big as you can go. So, hope you enjoyed that. There's my top 10 Swiss Army knives.